3, 2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Well, good morning to you. It's Thursday the 25th of June, and happy Catfish Day. Is that fish or the internet scam? We don't know. And a big happy birthday to Ricky Gervais, Jamie Redknapp and Sheridan Smith.
7.
As the UK readies for a big jump in unlocking from the 4th of July, questions continue over the government's track and trace app, with Boris Johnson forced to defend the delays in the Commons yesterday, and he challenged Keir Starmer to give examples of countries who'd done better.
Mr. Speaker, I wonder whether the right honourable gentleman can name a single country in the world that has a functional contact tracing app, because there isn't one.
Well, he certainly gave it to the Labour leader there. There's no coming back from that. Keir, anything to say?
Germany, app working 15th June, 12 million downloads. 12 million downloads. Mr. Speaker, I checked that overnight. 12 million is way beyond. The Health Secretary said we'd have the app by mid-May, presumably on advice. The Prime Minister said we'd have it by the 1st of June. Now the government ministers say it won't be ready until the winter. We've spent 12 million on this. Other countries are ahead of us. When are we going to have a working app?
6.
Coronavirus is really starting to accelerate again in the US as 26 states are now reporting growth and what looks like community spread. In fact, yesterday they hit the highest one-day total of new cases since April with 34,700 cases. However, resistance to masks is growing. Here's a sample of the opinions at a Florida local council meeting.
You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people. It literally is killing people. And we the people, are waking up, and we know what citizen's arrest is, because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested. And you, doctor, are going to be arrested for crimes against humanity.
And they want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door.
Public service announcement. Masks don't kill people, but lunatics and coronavirus do, quite easily.
5.
With 5 months to the election, Joe Biden holds a substantial polling lead over Donald Trump as America wakes up to some of the shocking behaviour his administration has been involved in. Congress heard yesterday from a Department of Justice whistleblower, Donald Ayers, about how Trump's Attorney General's interference in cases involving his cronies is a threat to the rule of the law.
I was privileged to serve in the Department of Justice under 2 Republican and 1 Democratic president, and I am here because I believe that William Barr poses the greatest threat in my lifetime to our rule of law and to public trust in it. That is because he does not believe in its core principle that no person is above the law.
Former National Security Advisor John Bolton appeared on Stephen Colbert's show and was asked if any of the many autocrats that Trump is fond of took advantage of him.
Every one of them. It's a close race to see who could see through him the clearest and tried to manipulate him. Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Erdogan of Turkey. There's a long list of them. And to me, that was obviously very troubling. The president didn't study the facts of the issues he had to discuss with these leaders. He didn't prepare to the extent he should. There were some cases where we were able to brief him. But basically, and he would say this to his advisors and others, he wanted to do this the same way he did real estate deals in New York.
4.
Lockdown has dramatically affected the arts, with theatres closed, TV and movies paused and actors out of work without much in the way of government support. Dame Judi Dench appeared from home yesterday to plead for the future of theatre on Channel 4 News.
We have such a tradition in this country of theatre. And when you suddenly hear that the place I went first, all those 60 years ago, was the Old Vic. When you hear that the Vic is in trouble, and you hear that Nuffield in Southampton is in trouble, and Leicester, and I think Nottingham and Southport. I mean, these are theatres that have been there for this is what we rely on.
3.
It was a really busy night in the Premier League with a 3-0 win for Man United over Sheffield United, Liverpool winning 4-0 over Crystal Palace, a 1-0 win for Wolves against Bournemouth and a 1-1 draw for Newcastle at Aston Villa. That leaves Liverpool needing one more win to claim the title. Meanwhile, in tennis, Andy Murray had some harsh words for Novak Djokovic for attending an unofficial tournament at which multiple players contracted coronavirus. Wow, he sounds really angry.
It's not surprising, really, that the players, how many people have obviously tested positive when you see like the scenes that were going on there with, you know, seeing some of the images and the videos like at the players' party and like the kids' day and things. You know, there was no social distancing and things like that in place. And I've seen some people have said that, you know, maybe this sort of puts the US Open in doubt, which it may well do.
Meanwhile, in Liverpool, there was talk of a new tourist attraction for the city. Planning permission's been granted for a £4 million zip wire going between St John's Beacon, also known as the Radio City Tower, to the roof of the Central Library. It sparked concerns about the Disneyfication of Liverpool, and there's also been talk of a monorail as part of a new development in Heath Park. Did someone say Lin-Manuel Miranda is on a publicity whirlwind as Hamilton comes to Disney Plus this weekend. He was on NBC's Today Show talking about his first ever performance in front of the Obamas.
If you want to see me at my most afraid, like, you can watch that video, because I know that Hamilton's like a bad elevator pitch. Like, rapping founders, like, what? No, like... And I think that the audience really thought it was a joke. If you watch the video, my eyes are constantly scanning around because I'm looking for an escape route. This goes sideways. Like, how do I get out of the East Room? What are all the exits? What if I bomb in front of, like, the President of the United States?
This has been the Smart 7. We've got an Alexa skill now. All you've got to do is enable us and then just say, Alexa, play the Smart 7. We're back tomorrow at 7. Please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, I'm Jack Beaumont. I do Crime Club. In Series 1, I spoke to people like this. Did you not kick a policeman in the head?
Yeah, that was, when was that? I was 17. Wait, was I 17 or 19? I think it might have been 19, actually.
In Series 2, I talked to people like this.
There was a paedophile with one leg. I kicked him clean out his wheelchair. About 4 of us, we battered him.
And this. Cheated on your boyfriend and give him gonorrhea? Do you want to go there, or would you rather not?
Yeah, no, I can talk about it.
I have jingles like this. That's Crime Club, where strange people tell stories involving bad behaviour. New episodes out every Monday.